Rabbi Say, we're continuing now with the next part of this shir. That's shir Chaf part 3, Shomer Aveda, starting on 4 lines from the top. The word loy. Now, just to recap what we're dealing with over here, we have a brisa that gives us 2 statements. The first statement is that if a Shomer Aveda returned it to owner's house, he need not deal with it anymore, which seems to indicate that if it gets stolen, he's patur. And then it goes to statement number 2, that if it gets stolen or lost, he's responsible for it, which seems to indicate that if it gets stolen, he is chayiv. So the question is, how in the world could you have one brisa that says if it gets stolen, you're patur, and the other brisa seems to say part of the same brisa that seems to say if it gets stolen, you're chayiv. So we answered, Rav Yosef answers, that the first one that says you are patur is case number 1, is when the finder returns it to the owner's house. That when he returns it to the owner's house, he has finished his responsibility and he's patur. In case number 2, where it indicates that he's chayiv, is talking about if it got stolen from the finder's house, not from the owner's house. So this case over here is when he found it from the finder's house, which would then be a raya that he is a shomer sachar. And that leaves us with Rabbah, who holds the shomer chinam, getting knocked out by Rav Yosef. So right now, as far as we know, he is a shomer sachar. And the Gemara now continues from the top. Loy, no. In case number 2 got stolen or lost, mimakaim, from the place shehechzira, that he returned it to the owner's house. That no, you're trying to say case number 2 is talking about when it got stolen from the finder's house, and therefore you prove that he has the din of a shomer sachar. That's not true. It got stolen, he's going to explain over here, it got stolen from the owner's house as well. The finder returned it to the owner's house. And the same case as case number 1, it got returned to the owner's house. Case number 2 got returned to the owner's house. To which the Gemara asks the obvious question, if in both cases he returned it to the owner's house, so how in the world could one be chayiv, one be patur? The Gemara asks, Vaha, but katani, it says in the brisa, einay chayav, he isn't obligated, litapel, to deal with it. So how in the world can you say, the first statement says that if you return it to the owner's house, he does not need to deal with it anymore, which means that if it gets stolen, he's patur. Then you say that if you return it to the owner's house, if it gets stolen, he's chayiv. This makes no sense. So the Gemara answers now, Omar Le, he said to him, Rabbah said to Rav Yosef, Hacha, over here, b'mai, with what case, askinon, are we dealing with? Kegoin, for example, a case, shehechzira, that he returned it, batzaharayim, in the afternoon. We're going to see in a second what this means. And that means that in both cases, the finder returned it to the owner's house. In one case, when he returns it to the owner's house, he is patur. In the other case, he's chayiv. And the reason why he is chayiv when he returns to the owner's house is because he returned it in this case in the afternoon. And we'll see in the next year why that makes a difference. But when he returns it in the morning, he's patur. When he returns it in the afternoon, he is going to be chayiv. And in Mirz Hashem, we will discover in the next year what the difference is if he returns something in the morning or returns something in the afternoon. Stay tuned for part 4.